Bij bolszewika w każdej go postaci, bo to jest twój największy dzisiaj wróg. To przecież on kościami twoich braci brukował sieć swych niezliczonych dróg. To przecież on na Sybir gnał twe dzieci, a z jęków ich wesołą składał pieśń. To przecież on dziś ojców naszych gniecie i każe im komuny jarzmo nieść. To przecież on w katyńskim ciemnym lesie wbił w polską wierśnię nacka ostry nóż, mordując tam najlepszych polskich synów. Jak podły zbir, nikczemny zdrajca tchórz. To przecież on, jak bóstwo czci Stalina, kapłanom twym nie szczędząc srogich mąk. To przecież on z kościołów zrobił kina i depcze krzyż czerwoną gwiazdę czcząc. To przecież on nie wierzyć w Boga zmusza, tumaniąc nas potęgą krasnych szmat, by człowieczeństwo w sercu twoim zgasło, byś ty nie wiedział, co to znaczy brat. To przecież on zrabował twoje mienie i krew serdeczną sączy z naszych ran. On przecież psa niż ciebie więcej ceni, boś Polak jest, więc wróg i polski pan. To przecież on braterstwa głosząc hasła do więzień pcha młodzieży naszej kwiat, by człowieczeństwo w sercu twoim zgasło, byś ty nie wiedział, co to znaczy brat. Zasłonę więc zrzuć z oczu, miły bracie, niech zabrzmi znów praojców złoty róg. Bij bolszewika w każdej go postaci, bo to jest twój największy dzisiaj wróg. Bij bolszewika w każdej go postaci, bo to jest twój największy dzisiaj wróg.
Okay, here we go. This is Fallout Wasteland Warfare, which is by Mophidius. My copy here is a little bit bashed in the corner. We've still got all the cellophane on it though, which I'll take off in a moment. You can kind of see it reflecting the lights there. But yeah, nice box art. I'm loving the design of these manuals. It's very reminiscent of the magazines and the comics that you find in the game, because this is a game adaptation, rather a video game adaptation made into a board game, so it's licensed out. Goodness knows how long they'll hold the license for. I'm guessing it's going to be quite a long time, considering they're pumping out content for this game in the form of smaller packs quite on a regular basis. But anyway, let's crack this nut open. I'm just gonna tear off the cellophane. Whoa. Go. And as you can see here, this one comes with an extra figure, one of the Zetans, which I think were introduced in one of the earlier games as just a kind of a bit of a joke. And then I think it wasn't until Fallout 3, that video game, they made an entire expansion dedicated to a Zetan or alien invasion. Anyway, let's have a look at the contents inside. That was a drum roll, that's me just shaking the box. There we go. I'll just pop this to the side here. I'll try and get it all in the one shot. So there we go, there's the board game, and here's the first thing we see in the box. So, Wasteland Warfare, getting acclimated. Initial know-how for the Wasteland survival. So, ooh. Yep, it's just kind of going through all the different measuring gauges, and we've got them all here. This is like a push-out card. My goodness, that's a lot of tokens. A lot smaller than what I was expecting, so I don't know. Interesting. Back to this, it kind of gives you the guide as to how all the stats work on each card. There's like rad resistance and energy resistance, that's like the weapon, or the armor rather. I don't know if one's like the armor and the other's the weapon piercing damage. Yep, so it goes into the unique character trait system, which is called Special, which stands for Strength, Perception, Endurance, Charisma, Intelligence, Agility, and Luck. Which is very fitting. Apologies for that. For some reason, this the phone I'm using for recording seems to just cut out after a few minutes now. No idea why. Probably something to do with some recent update. But yeah, this is a very short pamphlet. It's like all of 8 pages. And it is just a kind of walkthrough tutorial just to give you a rough idea of the game, because you can use drugs and stuff in this game. You can buy like the buy or find the jet, which is like an inhaler type thing. Oh. So let's see what it's like on the back. Much the same. The artwork and styling on these is pretty cool. So it's 2 cardboard cutout sheet or push-out sheets. Push-out tokens. Just popping that one back in. You see the EFG, a bunch of blank ones. Certainly a multitude of tokens anyway. Oh, and what is this? That looks like a base with just a foot on it. There's the foot there. The rest of the miniature has been cut off. So this is not the best packaged game, unfortunately. Now this is a regular miniature here, and this is definitely 32mm scale, which is larger, means these figures are larger than your regular Warhammer 40,000 style, because you usually get like there's 3 common ones for wargaming now. You get your 25mm miniatures, which is like the historical scale, 28mm, which is the fantasy scale, which is your typical GW and what most war games are. And then your 32mm, which is like your more kind of detailed scale, which is what this game seems to be. I'll just start putting the miniatures there. So there's the power armor. And it is pretty glorious. It's got a lot of nice detail. And the base is pretty nicely detailed as well. I can't believe what that says. 2017 Bethesda. Yeah. I think my painting style is not going to do these guys justice at all. Right. So we have this is like the game boards or sheets. Oh, that's odd. They're not double-sided, they're just single-sided. So this is like half of it here. You get the road. It's nicely detailed. It's an okay thickness. perfectly serviceable. If you're wanting to just have a game straight off the bat, you can't be hooked making your own terrain and whatnot. And this is another one, so I'm guessing that you would put these two together. Bit of an odd way of doing it. Well, and this is quite hefty. This is the rules. Let's see how many pages. 58 pages there. And look at that, it's dog-eared. And you saw me tear off the cellophane off this. How is it dog-eared? I wonder pages. The wonders will never cease. Yep, this is wonderfully illustrated. Look at those pictures. Absolutely fantastic. Yep. And ho ho ho, here we go. Here's the more interesting part. The campaign handbook. Secure your place in the Wasteland Society. So, yep, you get some of the terrain there, which we would have to buy separately, I believe. It's not cheap either. Yep, so there's quests. There's actually, look at that, a solo or co-op mode. So you can play this game entirely by yourself. Most of the time when you get games with a solo mode, it's usually you have to download the rules for that kind of engagements online. Because they don't usually come pre-packaged. Look at that, that's kind of torn there. Yep, the video just randomly stopped again. Yeah, I've not looked through any of this, but it looks like it's got some interesting missions. Ah! So the rad tokens indicate radiations area. Interesting. Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of meat and bone to this game anyway. Ah, so they give you lots of empty baggies for storing all your tokens in. That's good. It's no small amount either. So I'll just pop them to one side there. This is all your dice, or dies. And yep, they're all uniquely labeled. So you, well, except from this one here. Nope, it's got the number 1 on it twice, so this is another unique dice. This is, you wouldn't be able to use these with any other game at all. But, that's fine because you can use them for this game, no problem. And cards. That's the alien character one there. AI responses target priorities. So that's interesting. Nearest, weakest, largest, woundest, healthiest, vulnerable. Interesting. So yeah, it looks like they've paid quite a bit of attention towards making the single player element. Oh my goodness, look at this stack of cards. That's intense. So this will have all of your drugs, your food, your weapons, all that good stuff. There we go, hunting rifle. No idea what all this stuff means. And attributes as well. So if you've got like extra character traits, you can uniquely apply them. Interesting. So back to the models. Let's see the one that's broken. So this is it here. This is one of your survivor models, and it's just completely broken off there. We'll be able to repair it easily enough. And just drill and pin. glue it back on. Should be fine. So I'll just leave that damaged one there. There's another character. Rather nice. Two more characters here. So this looks like a... looks like it could be a slave character. Because I'm not sure if you can actually just hire characters for your team or how that whole aspect works. There's dog meat, the doggo, and that is a wonderful miniature. So nicely detailed, and these bases are fantastic as well. I'm worried because I'm not going to be able to do them justice. And onto the creatures. So we've got the mutant dogs here, or mutant hounds. They are muscle bound giant green freaks. Kind of reminds me of Goliath, or how I would imagine the doggo known as Goliath to appear. And here's your super mutants, and you can tell this is made with that sort of like weird cheap rubbery plastic. Because I think when it came to the Kickstarter, you could opt to buy all this stuff in resin, or you could just get the cheaper version, which was the naffy kind of plastic. I'm assuming it'll take the paint without too much issue, but yeah, that hammer's not entirely straight. And there's your other couple of super mutants there. Very nicely detailed models. Very cool. And we'll just do this one next. This is the Zeta Alien, which we saw was an exclusive miniature. This pack. And lastly, Monstrous Deathclaw, and what an absolute beast of a miniature this one is. See them all there. Pretty impressive. And that's it. That's all you get. I have no idea how many cards is in that stack. Probably about 100, I would say. Because if you think about it, a deck of playing cards is probably about half this thickness, and I think it's like 52 cards in the deck. So that's 2 decks worth, so probably 100 cards. Pretty impressive though. And yeah, I'm not going to take this stuff out of cellophane. I'll do that when I go to play the game at some point. But I won't be doing that today. It's quite cool because all the miniatures seem to have their own little slots, which they all just kind of fit into. Not too much hassle. Which really begs the question as to why one of them ended up getting broken in the first place. It lays down flat. Bit of a Russian roulette here to see which one fits where. go. Get in there, dog meat. And then Womanoid. Busted model. That's pretty shocking for like terms of standards, considering this game isn't cheap. It does cost a fair pretty penny. Move the magazines that way because it seems to be a bit of a ridge there for it. Back in the mats. Card. And there we go. So that is Fallout Wasteland Warfare. Yeah, this box is a bit bashed. What a noise. Yeah. Not the best condition, but there's our unboxing anyway. I guess I won't be able to review the game until I start playing it, but it seems like you get some really nice looking miniatures. And I'll easily be able to repair that one that became detached. The only kind of minor concern is the guy with the sledgehammer there. Because with it being that cheaper plastic, it just kind of warps. But yeah, hopefully this is an entertaining video anyway, or informative at least. Not quite sure how to end this out. But if you like me talking through the unboxing and just sort of going through the basics of what you get in it, rather than just using subtitles, let me know, because I've no idea what you guys are kind of after in terms of, like, you know, the presentation and the content, because I think sometimes it's easier for editing just to have the subtitles come up and do it that way, whereas if you're speaking and discussing the subject matter, then you might have to re-record some of the audio, and I think that's going to be an issue because the video feed cut out like about 4 or 5 times. I don't know. I'll figure it out anyway. But interested in what you guys think about this. Let me know in the comments below. And yeah, I've got more unboxings on the way. I was able to get a copy of Necromunda Underhive, which is all still sealed up and wrapped. I've also got Hellboy as well. And yeah, no doubt I'll be able to grab some other games, do a few unboxings of those. Anyway, signing out.